Have you ever jumped on a TikTok live stream and after a minute or two you see a very high number of people watching you, only to have it drop down severely within a couple of minutes? What is that and what exactly is happening there? Let me break this down for you. When you jump on a TikTok live stream, your live stream is then sent out on the For You page as people are scrolling through their feeds to your followers and to people who might like your content as well. As people are scrolling, it takes a few minutes for people to find and discover your video and jump on the live stream to decide if they want to stick around for more. So in the very beginning of your live stream, you will see a very low number, probably 0, 1, 2 people. Then after a minute or two, people are going to start to find you inside of the feed. At that point, you're going to see a very high spike in your numbers. And for the sake of easy math, let's say there's 100 people following you or watching you at that given time. So you're going to see that very high number there, and you're going to think, oh, okay, I've got a big audience, I've got a lot going on. You're not getting a ton of comments, but it's early, you're just starting to jump into what you're actually talking about. And then you see those numbers severely drop down to 7 or 8 people. This seems like a discrepancy, but we have to keep in mind how the algorithm works. The algorithm has sent your video out to the For You page, so that high spike is when people are scrolling and see you inside of their feed. It does not mean they've clicked on you, gone into your video to watch it. It just means they're watching that screen preview view of it inside of their feed, and most of them are going to continue to scroll. Now, your numbers do not change the second that they scroll away. It sometimes takes time, especially if they're just going through the feed to find it, to adjust those numbers. So originally, it's going to show your video to a lot of people to see if people are interested. If you're doing interesting things, if you're standing farther back and you've got cool stuff going on in the background, and you're being energetic and you're drawing people into your conversation, and you're talking about interesting things or you're showing interesting things on screen, more people will stick around. If, however, you're stationary and you're just speaking to the camera and you're kind of close up, that doesn't give them a lot visually to latch onto, so they're probably going to scroll away. It's going to be harder to get their attention. Now, once they scroll away, you're going to start to see those numbers dropping. So remember, the algorithm is going to show your video to people, your followers and non-followers, and say, here's a video that's live right now. Do you want this? And they can make the decision from there. So you will find some people stick around. That's when your numbers bottom out. Those are the people that stayed. And you're oftentimes going to see a dramatic discrepancy between how many were there and could potentially choose to stop and stay, and the people who actually stayed. So let's break this down again. What do you need to do to get people to stay? Because that means you had those viewers, those eyes were on you, and they chose not to stick around because you weren't for them for whatever reason. So the first thing that we need to talk about is creating really good, strong content. If you are energetic and you have a personality and you're moving toward the camera and further away from the camera, you're having these conversations, you've got an interesting background, you've got things going on, and you're not stationary, that's going to get their attention right off the bat. It's visually stimulating, which means they're going to stop for an extra second to decide if it's going to fit for them. What you say and what you do is then going to draw them in. So if you're having a conversation that matters to them, they will stick around. And if you're not, they probably won't. So if you find yourself doing things like, a get ready with me, you're not really talking to camera, are people going to stick around to watch you do your makeup or to watch you cook your dinner? Probably not. You need to have a conversation with them, and it needs to be a valuable conversation for them, not just a random Q&A. So you want to make sure that you have good, valuable content to be giving while you're doing this, and you're very strategic about when, where, and why you're live streaming. Now, you also want to make sure that, again, you are communicating something very clearly to them. So give them a reason to stick around. If you want to use the green screen effect and put words behind you, you can. If you want to hold up a sign, if you want to write on a whiteboard, all of these things will get people's attention. You want to do things that get them to stop their scroll and then listen to what you're saying. If you're valuable to them, if you matter to them, they will stick around. If, however, they scroll away, it means you weren't for them, and you shouldn't take that personally. Just because they don't like your content that you're talking about right now or the thing that you do shouldn't be taken as a personal offense or attack against you. So for example, I am a multi-time best-selling author. I'll jump onto one of my live streams and I'll talk about books, but not everybody's going to care about books. And so those people will scroll away. I don't care if they scroll away, because if they're not for me, if they're not going to read my books, if they're not going to buy my books, if they're not going to interact with my author content, I don't want them there anyway. That's going to skew who's going to see me in the algorithm in the future. So allow those people to walk away if they do not want your content. If it's not for them, that's fine. That's going to help the algorithm learn who they should be showing your content to, not just your live streams. So you will see that large spike in numbers when you jump on your live streams after a few minutes, because that's people finding you in the feed and then choosing choosing to scroll away when it goes back down. Remember, you are here for your live stream audience, the people who want to be there. So speak directly to them, act as if your entire room is full, and if you need more help on your live streams, you're gonna head over to livestreamactionplan.com, where I literally help you plan your live stream so you don't have to worry about what you say and do. You just have to worry about going live and then getting back to running your business. And there's lots of tips and tricks for leveling up your live streams as well. When you go live, speak as if the room were completely full, and then repurpose your live stream later on YouTube or on the other platforms to encourage people to show up to your live streams more. Bonus pro tip, if you are going to live stream, set up a specific day and time every week and have a weekly scheduled show. Train your audience to show up, leverage the tools within TikTok, the schedule tool where you can actually actively promote your upcoming live streams and let everybody know that you're going to be doing these things so more people join you from the start of your live streams. Remember, the more people you have earlier on who stay for longer periods of time, the more the algorithm will show your live stream inside of the feed. So your goal is to get as many people to join you live as possible and really enhance what you're doing with them and have that community built for them as you are live streaming. If you have questions or comments on live streaming on TikTok, go ahead and drop those down below. Hit the subscribe and notification bell for daily tips and tricks on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, live streaming, and the tools and resources you need to level up your content. And I'll see you in tomorrow's video.